Hi, it's Joel. It's a wet Friday. I've got one glove on because I'm going to be wiping the lens to stop the water getting on it. I'm going for a run. I don't even know what day of my running streak it is. I'm in the Surrey countryside. It should be a nice run. I'm running with somebody really interesting today. Let's go.
Morning, mate.
Morning. Today I'm running with Mike Seaman, who is the Managing Director of the National Running Show, which is really quite exciting to run with you. Thanks for coming out, Mike.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Thanks
for coming to the beautiful Surrey countryside.
On such a lovely day.
Yeah.
This is a proper English summer day, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
You live right nearby, right?
Yeah, this is about a mile away from my house, so this is my regular running route through the common, which is we're pretty lucky to have, I guess.
So I've got a load of questions for you. How does one organise a national running show? Because there really wasn't one before this, was there? There was nothing.
No, there was no. Well, the running exhibitions that exist tend to be the day or the week before, like a big race, like a marathon.
Yeah, understandable.
And I've been running exhibitions for 16 years.
So that was your trade, really?
Yes. Excuse me, coughing. But yeah, that's my profession. And I went to run my first marathon. Came to one of these big marathon expos, and I was like, "Why is everyone trying to sell me trainers?"
Right.
The week before my race. And whilst it was exciting and it was cool, I just wanted to go home and eat pasta and hide, so I didn't get injured. So I thought, wouldn't it be good if we did one that was the same sort of thing, but at the start of race season? And that's what the National Running Show is, really.
Oh,
I quit my safe corporate job.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So that was your commitment. You thought,
Yeah.
this is such a good idea. I'm going to actually put
so
my balls on the line.
I literally risked everything.
Wow.
With 2 young kids. And a very understanding wife.
Wow.
And I believed in it so much. I thought, well, okay. So I moved my office from central London to a vaguely posh shed at the end of my garden with pretty patchy Wi-Fi and a dodgy old laptop.
Right.
And got going. But now we're 3 years in. We've got a team of people. We're just about to move into an office. Just about to launch our London show. The show this year had 20,000, just up this way. 20,000 visitors and
that's amazing.
250 exhibitors, so it's gone really well.
I read that people were actually queuing up to get in this year.
Yeah, well, both years.
Really?
Yeah, the first year was actually a problem. The show wasn't big enough.
Right.
So at one point we had to go to 1 in, 1 out.
Yeah.
Which I was really unhappy with, because yes, it's great to have it mobbed, but you want people to have a good experience and be comfortable.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm embarrassed to say that I was unaware of the National Running Show until I saw a bunch of people who I follow on Instagram posting about it this year. It struck me as being a really good idea, and I was extremely annoyed with myself that I was missing out. But I'm guessing there are stalls where you can buy stuff, which is all exciting, and I love a bit of gear. But what other things do you have? I think Dave Kelly-Holmes was a presenter, wasn't she?
Yeah, so she presented in the first year.
Right.
And then we had Paula Ratcliffe.
Wow.
Last year.
That's very cool.
This year we've got Steve Cram, Linford Christie, Chris Akabusi, Sally Gunnell. Some really cool runners.
Crap, I missed all this.
This is in January.
Right.
So you got time.
Oh, this is next January. Fantastic.
And also, if you're into ultras, we've got Dean Conazes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who's like my hero.
Mine too.
So I'm proper fanboying about that. We've got loads of speakers. We sort of broke it up into sections. So it's like it has to be inspiration, kit, tech, nutrition, advice, and races. And we hope we've got something in all of those 6 verticals. And we've made it a lot bigger. So the first year, it was a bit cramped and a bit pants. It was good, but it was kind of 50% of what we wanted it to be. Last year, we really got the major brands involved, and that made a big difference. And then this year, we've doubled again.
That's extremely.
So it's going really well.
It must be gratifying for you to build a successful business after working for somebody else, presumably for
Yeah.
your career.
Yeah,
Your wife must be thrilled.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's relieved, I think. I'm sort of pinching myself because when your hobby is your job, it's kind of like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So I've still got a bit of imposter syndrome. I'm waiting to get found out.
How important was running in your life prior to the show?
I think it's probably, outside of my family, it's probably the most important thing in my life.
And has been for some time?
Yeah. So I started running in my sort of mid-20s.
Right.
My mates and I all did a marathon together. And we were just training for that really. And it all went quite well. Quite enjoyed it. My job was quite stressful at the time,
right.
So what I found was that running gave me like a clean headspace. So I just became sort of more and more obsessed. And then for the first sort of 2 or 3 years, I was kind of obsessed with these things, the watches.
Right.
And I was just trying to go faster, watching my splits. And then it became almost quite stressful. And so for a couple of years I ditched all the tech and then started doing ultras and longer runs.
Did you?
Yeah. And actually I found my love of it again. And now I'm able to wear a watch, and I find the first sort of 30 or 40 minutes are usually a way of me getting rid of all the stress of the day.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's sort of meditative. So I really enjoy it.
How often do you get out nowadays?
It's harder as the business is growing.
Yeah, I bet.
But 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
Not very far, and I'm not very fast. But I do my best.
I think people, well, it's hard, isn't it? Because people hear that I run a lot and run every day, and they ask, about races and times, and
Yeah.
I really don't care about any of that. I just want to,
I'm the same.
as you say, just get out and run. And the beauty about running, hard left.
No, weather.
Okay. The beauty about running is you don't have to have any equipment. You don't have to have, a bike or stuff.
Well,
And you can just put your shoes on and go. And it's running always gives more than it takes.
I agree.
And it's an entirely selfish pursuit. The only person who really gets benefit out of the run I'm doing at the moment is me.
Yeah.
And
No, I get benefit. I get some company.
Well, it's nice for me to run with you, and I get the benefit of the chat and stuff, but 90% is
It's
personal.
physical for you, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing.
It's the reason why I believe in it. I think it's so accessible and inclusive. And we've got this sort of big obesity crisis and all of this stuff. And people are trying to push all these different sports. But almost everyone has access to a safe place to run and a pair of trainers.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so passionate about it. And what I'm not about is elitism and pace, and I accept that that's a part of it, and some people, they run for their own personal journeys, but I want our show to represent the whole area of running.
Yeah, that makes a great deal of sense.
So if you run 1 mile and that's the furthest you've ever run, that's wicked, and hopefully we've got a place for you. But the same if you're a regular 100 miler and you use all the very best kit. That's the plan anyway.
You must get to meet some really interesting runners.
Oh, it's so cool.
That's one of the things I love about doing this video series, is it forces me to meet interesting people, and like Dean Karnazes, like how amazing
So
is he?
that was the best day of the first year. So I tried to sign him for the first year, but he had a scheduling clash.
Right.
But he did agree to just do a radio interview. No, like free of charge, just because he's a nice guy. And I'd just done like my 7 in 7, I did 7 marathons in 7 days. And
You
he,
did?
yeah.
Huh.
And I tweeted him about it, and he'd written back, and so I then said, fancy coming to the show. He said he couldn't, but he'd do an interview. And then, so I got like a 45-minute interview with my all-time running hero.
Wow.
And afterwards he was like, oh, you're a really great interviewer, you know, you did so much research. And I was like, I did no research, I just read every one of your books. I think you're a legend.
I have too. Yeah, he was really inspiring.
No, he's such a good guy. And so happy he's come in this year as well.
I hoped he would be, just because from reading his books I really wanted him to be as the person that I imagined him to be.
Yeah, he really is. It all comes across as genuine. I think that's the good thing about runners is there's no ego. Even the real super celebs like Paula and Kelly, they're amazing. You and Thomas, just a really good lad.
Well, it's a great leveler, I think, because to a lesser extent, you and I now are feeling a subsection of the pain that they felt in their training. So we sort of speak the same language. We kind of know a bit about what it's like.
A little bit.
Well, you've done ultras, you've done some long distance stuff, which I've never done, but...
What's your furthest distance?
I don't know, a marathon probably. That was a long time ago. On this streak...
Still pretty impressive.
On this streak I've done like 15 miles, I think. Was the longest. But my thing is just doing it every day, no matter what. And,
that's really good for you, right?
Well, I've sort of found a groove, and I'm really sort of...
Let's swing back again.
We're going left again. Not far off.
Yeah, it's about right, isn't it?
Might have to make up a bit at the end. Well, the nice thing about running, especially first thing in the morning, which is when I like to do it.
Me too.
Is it sets you up for the day.
Yeah.
It's probably the most difficult thing you're going to do today, and to have done it before your first meeting, your first phone call or whatever, it gives you that sort of sense of, well, I've
achieved something.
Yeah. What have you lot done, right?
Well, no, it's my favourite bit. It's when I used to train for ultras, I used to get up at 4 in the morning and run a half marathon and then be back in time to have breakfast with kids. And you feel like so good, like you really achieved something and you've got like a march on everybody else.
In some ways I like running in extreme conditions, today is not particularly rainy, but I've done some really hardcore wet runs.
Oh, what's the worst you've done?
Oddly enough, it was in Vegas this year.
Really?
Yeah, with Dewey, the guy that runs the Red Rock running company. He's a lovely guy.
Right.
And the rain was just biblical. It was terrible.
It's quite cool though, isn't it?
But afterwards you feel fantastic. Like the feeling afterwards is worth anything, really.
Yeah, and it's that, when I do long runs with people, thank you. When I do long runs with people, finishing at a pub and having a pint, that's just, you feel amazing, don't you?
Yeah, you really is.
Especially if you come in from the cold and the snow, and it's brilliant.
Yeah,
So what are you training for now then?
Nothing in particular. I don't really like racing. I've done probably 4 races.
Should we do a longer loop to catch?
Yeah, let's do that. On my streak, and inevitably I run too fast and I pull a muscle and I don't enjoy it, and then I've got to hobble along for the next 2 weeks trying to recover.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really work for me. I'm perfectly happy.
I think there's a car behind us, should we?
Oops.
Just go left here.
Getting out. Oh, he's doing it there anyway. I'm perfectly happy just getting out and having a trot.
Yeah, I must admit, I agree with that. I have to go single file here, so.
Okay, go ahead. You go ahead. Lead the way. Got a good shot of your back now, saying the National Running Show. Nobody's going to forget that.
Never knowingly under-advertised.
Yeah, good for you. There's your money on the line. I'd expect nothing less.
And then left.
Yeah.
No, but going to your point there, I sort of fell out of love with racing for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we missed the split. Let's try left here and see what happens. We're exploring. I live here and I don't even know where we're going.
If we hit the M25, we know we've gone too far.
Dear.
Oh dear, wow. What was What was that? What was it that sort of broke the fun of it for you?
So running was my escape, and then when it becomes competitive, I sort of switched off. So I did a lot of running on my own, and then because of the show, I kind of had to do a few races because I was really worried I was creating something that was about me and not about the community.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
So I wanted to
point.
get other perspectives. And what I did was I just started running slower and not competing and just chatting to people. And I fell in love with it again because people are generally pretty cool, especially in the running community. And I think the one that really sealed it for me was I did a run, it was a couple of months ago actually. It was a White Star running race. I forget what it's called. But I mean, it was so brutal, the hills,
Right.
that you couldn't smash it out and race it. And it was called the Llama Marathon. And it was like 28 miles.
Right.
There's a bit more than a marathon. But the banter on the way round, it's just amazing. Got chatting to loads of randoms. They had like a love station at the end where they gave out free hugs and beer.
That sounds
And I
fantastic.
was like, this is my kind of race.
But don't you think runners are wonderful people generally? Like, I've never
Yeah.
met somebody who runs who I've not liked. Like everybody
Yeah.
I've run with for this channel, I've really, really enjoyed my time with them. Everybody.
I agree. And it's the ones in particular, all these community running groups, they're so positive in terms of the impact on people's lives. And it's not the obvious stuff like weight loss and things like that. It's the sort of community piece, having someone to chat to, the mental health angle. It's just really good. So for me, it's like, I'm super passionate about it and it's growing. I mean, running is pretty much the only sport that is growing at a rapid rate at the moment.
So how many do you, I mean, I'm sure you must know the stats. How many people in the UK are actively involved in running?
Well, there's a bit of a paucity of data. We've got a friend. Hello.
Not all runners are friendly. Go away.
There's a real lack of data.
Yeah.
But the latest stats we found were 10.4 million,
Wow.
which is a hell of a lot.
That is a lot. That's what, a sixth of the population.
Yeah. I mean, Sport England have the figure at about 7,
Right.
but I think that's regular. So you have to run a couple of times a week or something.
Right.
So it's somewhere between the two, which is huge.
That's amazing.
So you look at that and you think, well, you know, why aren't we doing more? Why are retail shops getting pressured? So that's why the show exists, really, just as a hub.
Well, I'm extremely fond of the community aspect of running. I spend most of my time on my own, so whenever I get to chat with another runner,
Yeah.
whether I'm holding the camera or not, that's a real pleasure. That's why I like running shops, because you can go and talk to people like me
Yeah.
and you,
And
and they understand.
we're all geeks.
Yeah.
We all love the shoes, we all love the tech. And it's just, yeah, it's brilliant. So who's the coolest person you've run with, obviously, apart from me?
Oh well, yeah. Present company notwithstanding. That's a really interesting question. I really couldn't pick out one. I mean, I ran with a woman called Alison Allen in Barbados when I was there on holiday, and she was amazing. Tiny little woman. She came first in Badwater.
Oh, wow.
First woman. I think she was third overall. She ran the whole thing. And I met her for this 3-mile rundown, and she was 21 miles into a run when she met me. And we ran 3 miles and she ran home.
Yeah.
And I went off to get breakfast with my wife. But she was a machine. She'd get up at 3 a.m. and run 40 miles, get home at lunchtime, and then, you know, play with the child and hang out with the husband. And that's just an average Saturday. She used to run 200 miles a week when she was in college. Oh, imagine.
No.
And she wasn't even training for anything.
Yeah.
But she was using running as a kind of a therapy, just because work, PhD work was really hard, so she was using it just to chill out. But she was inspirational. Dan Lawson was another really cool guy.
I hear a lot of people say good things about him.
He's great. He's a really funny guy as well. Jude was really fun. I liked her a lot.
Jude Palmer.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
There's so many people. Vassos Alexander from Radio 2.
So popular.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Super
and
nice.
rapid, really quick.
Oh yeah, we were running a lot faster than we are now.
Yeah.
And I was struggling to talk and run at the same time. Super nice guy. I liked him a lot. There's loads of people.
You should see if you can get a run in with Susie Chan. She's not far from here.
Yes. Matt, who my producer for this, he's a friend of hers, so hopefully I will. She seems very nice. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
There's many people. I've got a list of, as you can imagine, I've got a list as long as my arm of people I want to run with.
Yeah, cool.
Dean Carnazes being near the top.
Well, if you come to the show,
Well,
see if you can blag him to come out for a run.
damn right, I'm going to try. And I'll certainly be at the show, you can guarantee that.
Good man.
Are you going to open other shows as well?
Yes. So,
This year or next year? Or?
yeah, so next month we're going to launch the National Running Show London.
Right.
And we always launch it for a year, so we'll build it for a year. So it'll take place June 20.
Right. Where's that, in Excel or something?
And they're at the Business Design Centre.
Oh, that's in Islington?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we've taken over the whole building, just because there's a bit more we can do with that space. Like, I'm putting a cinema in, like a neon running track, like some really cool stuff.
You must get to, your creative meetings must be so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, what could we do?
Well, so my degree was actually theatre and film.
Was it?
Yeah, so I really enjoy all that side of it. And because I'm a runner, I just think of all the cool stuff I'd want to see. And I get proper geeked out about it. But then you get to the show, and obviously I'm quite busy,
Yeah.
so I don't get to play on anything. It's really annoying.
Yeah, that must be, well, it's a bit like putting on a play, I suppose. The audience get the benefit of it. You're behind the scenes making it all happen.
Well, if I was in the play, I don't think the audience would get much benefit. I was keen rather than talented, which is what you probably say about my running.
Well, that's the nice thing about running. You don't have to be good at it, you just have
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah,
I'm a terrible runner, I'm too heavy.
same.
My gait is terrible. I'm never going to be fast. I'm never going to win anything. But I just love the feeling of.
I think you win every day you get out, basically.
I should try doing it every day. Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, true. I don't know how you fit it in every day.
Well, on Monday, I fly to the west coast of America. I've got to get up at 5 a.m. and run before my car comes to pick me up. And then when I get back, I'm going to land at 3 o'clock.
Should we go again and just
Yeah.
do that and back?
And then as soon as I get off the plane, I've got to get home and run again, which is a bit of a drag. But it's better in the summertime. Imagine doing that in the winter.
So if you're on a 24-hour flight,
I've never been on one. I arrange my work around the running. So if I ever have to go to Australia, I'm going to have to really plan my runs properly.
if you're running around an airport at 2 in the morning.
No, I haven't actually, but I know a bunch of people who have. Next week I'm running with a guy that's got the longest running streak in the world
Oh wow.
in Los Angeles. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, when we interviewed Dean a couple of years back, he was talking about doing a marathon in every country around the world as quick as he could. And because some of the countries were so dangerous, the plan was to set a treadmill up in the airport and I don't know, that's what you got to do, I guess.
I recently ran with Mark Beaumont, who cycled around the world.
Oh wow.
He was amazing. He's a good runner too. But yeah, imagine that, running in every country. That would be.
I think it'd be amazing because you get to taste it, don't you?
Well, because your feet are on the ground, it's so much more valuable than driving through a country or just visiting bits. There's nothing like running to get to know a place.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's I used to get to visit some really cool places in my old job, and actually organising events, you're either in an exhibition centre or a posh hotel.
Yeah.
It all sounds very nice, but you see nothing of the culture.
No.
So putting your trainers on and going out, be a bit hairy at times in some of the places we used to go.
Really? Which, like where?
So I used to organise a lot of stuff in developing markets, so
Oh, right.
Johannesburg, Mexico,
Jeez.
Jakarta. We landed in Jakarta the week after the roaming machine gun attack,
Oh, Christ.
which was on the same road that our event was.
And you went out for a run?
Yeah, I think, you can't be afraid of these things. When we were in Istanbul, a bomb went off.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
it was, but it's nowhere near you. And it's quite, obviously it's quite scary if you look at the news. But if you 90% of people.
So would you want all that?
Yeah. If you're up for it.
Oh, I'm always up for it.
So yeah, and I think, I did an event in Belgrade, and if you tell everyone you're going to Serbia, they think, oh, what are you doing? It's scary out there. It's beautiful, so hospitable.
Yep.
And really nice. Everyone was really friendly. So
I think if you connect with people on a one-to-one human level, you end up finding the things that you have in common
yeah,
rather than the things that divide you. And running, automatically puts you out amongst people in the way of meeting people and dogs.
yeah,
You can't be angry really at a runner, although
it does happen.
it does happen.
Plus, if you're a runner and someone is like trying to do something to you, you've got a natural way of escaping.
That's true. I challenge anybody, any mugger, to run further or faster than I can.
Yeah, no, so I try to run in all those places just to feel it. It's not quite as glamorous these days. The office is still a shed at the end of the garden for now. But yeah, hopefully we will take the run show overseas to new markets.
So what's the long-term vision for it? I mean, is it a thing that you build up as a business and you expand and then sell the show as a piece of intellectual property?
So that's what usually happens. The problem with this is my dream job and I love it.
So I can't think of very many things that are better than your job.
Well, neither can I, and the original plan was to build it and sell it. I'm just having too much fun. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I don't sleep much. I usually work on 3 or 4 hours sleep a night.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's hard at times, but it's also my hobby. And if I sold it and gave it to someone else and they messed it up,
Yeah.
or they didn't do it in a way that I felt was authentic, I'd struggle with that.
Yeah, I can.
Because you have to put the runner first. That's our whole principle. This isn't a money-making machine. It's not something we're doing to line our pockets. It's something that I just really believe in.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I'm just talking to you. I can understand that it's a real passion project for you. To be able to make a living doing it, and for others to join the team and make a living doing it. Are all the staff, all your staff runners?
No, some are. It's kind of, so when you start off a business like this, it's built on favours. We had no capital. I had enough to take a year off work, and that was it.
Right.
Everything else was just all the people I've sort of been mates with over the years.
Right.
Trying to persuade them to help me. And a lot of people did. And they're all smart people who know what they're doing. So you just get enough of those together and good stuff happens. And we've got like a really inclusive way of working, so no one's required to do set hours. People they've just got a job to do.
Yeah.
And they do it whenever they feel like it. So
That's nice.
a lot of the people who work in the company are return to work mums who just fit it in around childcare, and they're so dedicated. And normally in companies you have to sort of push people sometimes to get them to work harder. I have to do the other thing. I have to send people home. I have to tell them to stop working because it's all based around friendship. They're all desperate not to like let each other down.
Yeah.
Which is lovely.
That's a lovely thing you put together. You must feel proud of that as well. How many people work for you?
We've got 7 or 8 now.
Wow.
We're just about to get a few more because we're going into new markets.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
Well, that's fantastic. It's a great thing you're doing. I think anything that brings running to more people. Now, do you find that you get non-runners coming to the show with
Not
runners?
really.
Like people who are interested in it but haven't tried it, or are a bit nervous, or are there with somebody else? And
no, so at the moment it tends to be active runners, people who run 2 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And do regular races a year. I think what I'd like to do is attract those people.
Yeah.
And like introduce running to new markets, to new people, to make sure people feel that they can do it and they don't need to be scared of it. It's not actually hard, it's very welcoming. All of those bits. Yeah, reduce the stigma around pace and all of that stuff. So hopefully in time that's what we can build towards.
A slow run is better than no run, I tell myself when I'm feeling crap.
Well, I tell myself every day because that's all I'm capable of. Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in, especially when you're getting started, run a bit, walk a bit, run a bit, walk a bit. And I think that's quite nerve-wracking for people who are new to running.
Yeah.
They think everyone's looking at them. Mm-hmm. And I know, because I run ultras and so I have to walk, I have to practice walking. And when people come bumming past you on the trails, you sometimes want to go, just so you know, I'm going a really long way.
I always tend to speed up a bit when people are coming in the opposite direction. It's ridiculous.
God, when I used to do treadmills in the gym and someone gets on next to you, why do you compete?
Yes, it's pointless, entirely pointless.
Yeah.
So have you got any races planned for this year?
Yeah, I'm doing Race to the Stones in July.
Okay. That's meant to be beautiful.
Yeah, I've never done it before.
I was reading Vassos's book and he mentions it.
Yeah, so the Threshold guys do a lot of those sort of races and they're really bringing ultras into the mainstream.
Ultra running is a huge tear at the moment. The younger generation seems to have embraced it as our generation did marathons.
Yeah, it's kind of, marathons aren't enough anymore for some people. But what I like about them is you can do it as a one-er. I mean, it's 100 kilometres, so it's a fair trek. Or you can do it in 2 days and walk it. I think that's brilliant. That's what it should be about. Is whatever your pace, there's a place for you, really.
Well, that could be a strapline for your show. Whatever your pace, there's a place for you. That's
not far off, actually. If you say however far off as you go. But actually, maybe whatever your pace is better. Thanks for this.
It's amazing how creative you can get when you're running. I solve all my problems when I'm out running.
Me too.
Well, we're coming towards the end. That was an extra bit, which I'm very pleased about. It's nice to get to spend the extra time with you. Let's stop it here. That's exactly 4 miles.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Mike, it's a real pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry I missed this year's National Running Show. I'm going to come along for definite next year. It's my sort of show. Imagine all that kit and all the cool people, and yeah, it'll be very exciting. I'm going to have to hit up Dean Canazis to come and run with me. And it's at the NEC, right, in January?
25th and 26th of January.
And you've got one next year in London
and 25th.
at the Business Design Centre next year. You're
yeah, 13th and 14th of June.
All right, we'll look out for that. That's fantastic. Again,
nice one.
Thank you so much.
Cheers,
I really
mate.
appreciate it.
Good to meet you.
Very good to meet you too.